sound. If you never heard about me, then you finna know me now. And believe it's going down. And believe it's going down. I made a move without a sound. Use these lyrics as my weapons. I'ma spit a couple rounds. I may never know what $1 million brings, but I keep waking up to these $1 million dreams.
Welcome back. Top Prize Entertainment Podcast. Yes, indeed. We are back at it one more time. It's going to be a lot of one more times because we're going to always be back at it. I say the same thing every time on every other podcast. Check me out, youtube.com, or, you got the YouTube app, Top Prize Podcast. You can also check me out on topprizeentertainment.com. You can check me out, subscribe, like, comment, share. If you have anything you want to express, if you want to tell me your story, you can also send me your video comments as well on topprizeentertainment.com. And we can see if we can help each other mentally, because we all have issues mentally. And this right here, this episode here, I call it, it's a song on your heart, because everybody have one. And having a song that's just sitting there on your chest and you have no way to express it, it can turn into anger. It can turn into a mental anguish where you could just be so voided of something. And it can turn very detrimental where you could become suicidal. You could be willing to take your own life. Or you could be willing to take other people's lives and not caring because so many things have happened to you that's altered your life. But you don't have an outlet to release a lot of that stress, a lot of that pain, a lot of that pressure. You have to let it go. You have to let it out. You have to let it out. Some people have pain on their chest. They've lost people. They've gone through hardship. They don't know where their next dollar gonna come from. They don't know what the hell to do next. They're lost. They're clueless. They're blinded. Even though the light is right in front of you, you still see darkness. You have to find your outlet. You have to. It don't even have to be a friend. It don't have to be a psychologist. It don't have to be your mother, your father. It don't have to be none of those. You can find an outlet. Write it down. You can get you a notepad. Put it in writing. Write your pain away. If you're a vocalist, sing your pain away. When I was going through a lot of my hardships, I couldn't bring what was going on outside in the world to me into my home. So what I would do is, I do have people I can talk to that can help me bring my level of understanding down, that can bring me a level of clarity, that can give me the spirituality that I need. I have a couple of people that I can confide in. And I know that my business won't be told. But I sit in my car right before I go to work because I don't want to bring what's going on in my home into my workplace. And I I sing to the top of my lungs right there in my car. I let it out. I let it out. I don't care who hears me. I let it out. And I go in, I deal with the stress that I go through at work, and I come home. Before I walk in this door to my home, I do it again. I do it again. Because I got to get it out. I have to get it out. Because if I don't get it out, I'm going to take my frustration. I'm going to take my pain. I'm going to take my energy out on someone else that had nothing to do with what I got going on. Because if you got it, if you got a song on your heart, let it out. Just let it out. Let it out. Just let it out. You gotta let it out. If something was done to you physically, say you was molested, you can't take that someone else did to you and take it out on the person that's actually with you. If you don't want to go to the police and get that person arrested, you can't live with that on your chest. And I know that is a hard thing to get off. That is hard to talk about. You don't want to live through that trauma again, but you have to live through it in order to get through it. You can write it down. And when you get through writing, you might have a gold mine right there in your hand that you can get published. And help other people who's been through what you've been through. To bring more people to come out. To understand that wasn't okay. But the longer you hold on to it, you're blaming yourself, and the blame is not on you. You didn't deserve to get molested. You didn't deserve to get taken advantage of. That wasn't your fault. I don't care what you were wearing. I don't care what was going on. You didn't ask for that. It's not your fault. And holding it in is doing nothing but making it seem like it was your fault. That's the biggest thing we have to understand. We have to find our outlets. I don't believe personally that you need to go see a therapist to get a lot of things off of your chest to get clarity. But that is a great outlet. For some reason, us black people do not take advantage of, because of so much shit that we go through, and we're blaming ourselves for it, and we holding on to it, and we stressing ourselves out. We're breaking our bodies down, we're breaking our mind down, and we're hurting ourselves. We're killing ourselves. Holding it in. Like I said, I don't believe that you have to go see a therapist, but that is a great outlet Most of us suffer from PTSD and we don't even go seek help. We don't. Figure out what you do best and use it to get it off your chest. If you're a rapper, of course you can rap about it. You're a singer, you can sing about it. You're a writer, of course, you're gonna write about it. If you're a painter or an artist, you use that as your outlet. If you feel like you don't have no form of skill to be able to relieve your stress, that's what therapy is the biggest option. How many of us have seen somebody get killed right in front of us? How many shootouts have been around us? How many of us have been victims of domestic violence? Victims of police brutality? Victims of a world that does not really want you here, but they got to keep you here because they can't get rid of you. But you have to figure out how to, day in and day out, provide for your family. And you've consistently been said, fuck you, in your face by the world, but you still have to go out here and figure it out every single day to make sure that your kids don't miss a meal. You don't want to have to go out here and sell drugs. You don't want to have to go out here and rob people. But at the end of the day, you have to do what you have to do. But guess what? You still living with that. That's still in your mind. That's still in your heart. It's still plaguing you. And you have to get it out. Like I said, you have to go through it in order to get through it. And we have to find those outlets to get through it. Because if not, you might end up killing yourself. Sometimes not on purpose. You stress yourself out, high blood pressure. That can cause aneurysms. You lose everything. You don't know how you're going to get through it. You don't want to live on the streets. You don't want to ask for handouts. And you wind up taking your own life. Or you get so angry that you feel like your life is not going right. And you seeing everybody else's around you is. That anger turns into jealousy. And that jealousy turns into you doing something you should not do. And that's take somebody else's life away from them. Not necessarily saying kill them. Because you don't have to kill nobody to take their life away from them. Or you could turn into a mass murderer to try to make you feel better about yourself. But it can lead you down a road that's not prosperous. So, with this being said, whatever is on your heart, because everybody has it. Everybody has a song there. Whatever is there, get it out. Most people pray. I'm not saying you have to forget what happened. I'm not saying you have to forget that you still have to live with that. But getting it off your chest by any means necessary will give you the ability to cope with it. And the ability to cope with something will give you the tools to be able to live with it. And that's what I mean. Find the outlet. Get it off your chest. Because some people have some painful songs. And I'm here for you. If you want to get that song out, I'm here to listen for you. And if there's anything that I can do that can help you, give you any form of words of encouragement, I will do that. Because I know people tired of hearing this. There is light at the end of every tunnel. There is. But if you don't want to walk that path to get to that light, all you're going to do is sit in this dark room with these walls closing in on you, and it's suffocating you to the point where you can no longer breathe. Or you're going to sit there and drown in your own tears instead of letting that sun come out and dry it up for you. Because you continuously think with a dark cloud in your mind. The darkest clouds bring the heaviest rain. And I'm here to tell you right now, it's not your fault. And I'm going to tell you again, it's not your fault. But if you continue to hold it in, the result will be your fault. My song is that I am a very giving person. I will give you the shirt off my back. I will give you my last dollar. And the treatment that I've gotten over the years from various people, they disrespected me. They looked at me like I was nothing. I was worthless. Oh, you was a fat piece of shit. Be happy that I'm even giving you an opportunity to be a part of my life. Or when I'm fucked up, you can't be there for me. That was a starting factor of me losing myself mentally. Like, I'm almost positive if I sit down and talk to a shrink that I suffer from PTSD. I'm pretty sure I do. A lot of people don't know. I've been a part of a shootout. I've been shot at. I've been chased. You know what I'm saying? I've been jumped. I've been a part of a lot of stuff out here in these streets. I grew up without my father in my life. I didn't have structure. But at the end of the day, I had to figure it out. I couldn't hold on to it because my hatred should not be lashed out on the innocents. So I figured it out. I sing. When I feel like I'm about to go to a dark place, I dig deep and I sing my song. Some people might see it on Facebook. I do animojis. I sing it on, and put it as an emoji and post it. Or I just sing to myself in my car. And every time I do so, I come back a brand new person. I'm not saying if I sound good or not, it doesn't matter. But I come back a brand new person. Just have to get it off. Just have to get it off. Now, a lot of people are going through way more trauma than I can even imagine. And you might not want to relive a lot of those things that you've gone through. But the thing is, ask yourself, have you been able to cope with it? Do you feel yourself taking that out on somebody else? Like I just gave just a few examples. There are more. Like I said, domestic violence, toxic relationships, not having your father in your life, not having your mother in your life, not having no parents in your life, not being able to live the life that you felt like you should be living, not getting getting those promotions from those jobs with all the money that you're spending on education. Those are just a few more examples. I'm not sure if one of these examples is hitting you. But everybody has a song on their heart. And it's hurting them that it's staying there versus getting it off. Because you're going to eventually take that song, that hurt, that pain, that negative energy. You're going to eventually take that out on someone that has nothing to do with it. We have to find our outlets. We have to. Because I don't want to see you in pain consistently about the same thing. And I don't want to have to pay for something I didn't do. Because if I don't know what you're going through or what you've been through, I can never understand you. I can't. I can't understand you. And there's one thing as black people, we are always misunderstood. We are always misunderstood. So much has been done to us. And so many people are in fear of our retaliation. But they don't take the time, the energy, the resources to help us. Because they fear us. So again, I'm going to let my Animoji give you a little enlightenment. So please, let it out. Let it out. Ooh, excuse me. Just like, it's funny, but it's just like a fart. You hold it in, you're going to get sick. What Granny used to say, it's better out than in. It's the same logic. We have to let it out. And that's it for this episode. Once again, please let it out. Subscribe, like, comment, and share if you feel like this message needs to be out. Thank you. If you got a song on your heart,